Yo people, it's your boy Zayn back again with another banger video today, man. And today we will talk about a topic that is really present in Valorant, and that is autopiloting. If you deal with autopiloting yourself and you notice yourself autopiloting in game, then this video is going to give you 3 tips on how to stay focused, stay zoned in, and be ready to shit on your enemies. Hey, if you fuck with the content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. Also head over to my Twitch to catch me live. I'm probably live right now. Enjoy the video. The first tip I want to give is looking for patterns in your enemy's gameplay. That pretty much means if you notice your enemy doing the same shit every round, for example, if you play bind and your enemy always TPs instantly the second you show any presence on B short or in hookah, they just throw their raise nade, their fade dog, their sky flashes.
Holy fuck, dude!
Throw that shit through there and instantly TP to try to fight you. Or if you notice your enemy KO always throwing his knife early into the round to get info, you can use that to your advantage. By knowing what your enemy is going to do preemptively, it lets you use that information to create a master plan and deceive and outplay your opponent and make them look stupid. It's almost like being able to look into the future when you can't actually look into the future. It's pretty much a fucking cheat code. Like, just use your brain. It's actually OP. If you notice people always TPing instantly on bind, that means one player on an A site is not there anymore. He TP'd off. If you see a guy B long, one guy in hookah, and then someone else TPs, by process of elimination, you now know there's only 2 people on A and 3 people on B. And in Valorant, a rule of thumb, if you don't know what site to hit, if you don't have any ultimates available, you just want to go to the site that has less people on it and that is easier to hit. If the enemies are investing a lot of utility into keeping B and investing a lot of players, fuck it, give them B. They can defend that shit. You rotate over, you go to A. You fake B, you make them TP, and then you rotate over. Now, with that tiny bit of information that you did have, that they always TP, you actually managed to gain 1 or 2 rounds immediately just because you picked up on it. And by trying to find these patterns and thinking about these patterns, it just kind of helps your brain stay focused and actually think about what's happening in the game. You could just mindlessly pay and be like, oh, they're TPing every round. Well, does it really matter? No, it doesn't. Or you can choose to acknowledge the fact that they're doing that and actually work with that information and use your brain to try and create a plan. The second tip I want to give you guys is pressing tab. And no, I'm not talking about pressing tab and whining about how shit your boosted AG girl is, or how shit that little Russian Reina Inshalok is that went 0-3 and is lurking every fucking round. I'm talking about pressing tab to look at your enemy team. Don't look at your own KDA and whine about how shit you are at the game even though you play 8 hours a day and are hard stuck platinum. Just look at the enemy's team comp. Look at the enemy's ultimates. Look at the enemy's economy. Try and actively get your brain to focus. Look at the enemy's agents and try to picture where they will most likely play or what they will most likely do. For an example, if you have a Cypher on the enemy team and you're playing bind, he's most likely going to play B in pistol round or B on split. If you have Raze and Fade in the enemy team, they will most likely try to do a combo with their utility. And just kind of pressing tab and thinking about what the enemies have and what they could do and what they're gonna do helps your brain stay focused and actually think about Valorant pre-round. By always pressing tab and actively thinking about what could happen, your mind will be trained to stay focused on the game, even when you're in buy phase and there isn't a lot going on. When most people just sit there, jerk off, and knife a wall mindlessly, you'll be the one sat here leaning in, full focused and ready to shit on your boosted enemy donkeys. Now for the third and probably most important tip that I could give to you is talking to your team and making plans with your team pre-round. Because it's one thing if we don't autopilot, but it's another thing if we get our teammates to not autopilot as well. Now you're probably wondering, Zayn, how do I not get my fucking boosted apes to autopilot? My teammates are always shit. My teammates are always in thing. Me. My team is holding me back, dude. Fuck these teammates. You cannot expect your teammates to perform every game. It is on you to try and help them to stay focused if you really want your team to play well. And by talking about the game and talking about a plan that you have in mind pre-round, it gets your teammates brain focused and gets your brain focused as well because you're thinking about Valorant while playing Valorant. It doesn't even have to be the greatest play in the world, just any play, as long as you have a set plan in mind. A bad plan is still better than going for some random play that you have no idea what you're doing in. If you're playing Haven, you can say, yo guys, let's try and split C this round. Omen, you can flash garage and the rest of us go A long, blah blah blah, just anything, literally anything. As long as you're talking to your team and you tell them what they could do, how they could play this round out, what we're gonna do this round, it helps their brain get focused and it helps them actually picture what's going to happen in the round. If you can preemptively think about what exactly will go down in a round, then your brain will not be overflowed with information as the round goes on. You will already have a plan in mind and you'll already know what you're gonna do, meaning you don't have to go into full autopilot muscle memory mode and just play the game mindlessly. I understand that a lot of people deal with autopiloting all the time and they just can't help but autopilot every single game, even if they tell themselves, yo, this game I'm going full focus, I'm gonna focus on my game, I'm not gonna autopilot. Boom, 5 seconds later they're sleeping on the keyboard like a little raccoon. Listen, what you want to do is have little tricks to help your mind stay in the game. There's people that have music they play, they have a playlist, and every time they close their eyes or they're in buy phase and they hear the song in the background, it reminds them, oh shit, I need to focus on this game. Wait, my bad. Just any little reminder that helps your brain realize that it needs to stay focused on the game will help. Autopiloting is probably the biggest reason that you are not in the rank that you want to be in. You could be the greatest player in the world, and if you're just playing without a brain and you're just running around, you'll still end up getting one-tapped. You'll still end up getting shit on by utility. You'll still end up getting out-fragged by the most reject teammates on your team. Like, it's all about the brain. It's all about how you use your brain and how you use the information that you do have available. In a lot of the games that I coach for my students, I pick up on so much information and I preemptively know exactly what the enemy team is going to do, but no one in the team or in the enemy team is picking up on any of the shit that's going on. Everyone is just kind of running around, doing their own thing, playing COD. So if you want to be the key factor in your games to carry and outplay your opponents, then adapting these 3 tips will get you one step ahead of the curve and get you ahead of your opponent. Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure you do your homework. Peace.